Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. This is West Coast Flea Market Finds by Scott Part 2. So he's been a busy kind of guy, and I've been a busy kind of guy as a result. He keeps finding really unusual reels, and I think he's getting them pretty inexpensively, and he's been asking me to tune them up and to give them a second chance, and for the most part we can. So my gosh, I don't know where he went this past week, but the last preview, West Coast Flea Market Finds Part 1, was 8 or 9 reels, and we got 8 or 9 more reels in this one, and we have some more packing material. So thanks to Scott for all of the paper towels. We'll use those as we repair his reels. First one up is a beauty. Wow, that is a nice reel. This is a later edition of the Penn 209 Level Wine series, and this one is in beautiful condition. Just needs some grease. I'm doing that, and you can feel it right away that it's a little rough. This reel has been around since the 1950s, I believe. It might be 40s even. It's one of the original designs. Remember when they were starting to build the reels, well, you had all of the early baitcaster reels, and those baitcaster reels had the little line bar on them all the way back then. They got adapted to become saltwater fishing reels, and Penn was one of the first to do that adaptation. So these are from 40s and the like. This one's probably the 90s or 2000s. I believe they're still in production today. They're made in China today, but I'm not seeing. This one's made in the U.S., so this one's before 2005 when they moved production to China. So we'll see what we can do. This probably just needs a little TLC, some grease, a little cleaning. That one should be able to work just fine. Scott does. He's out on the West Coast in the Pasadena area. He gets a lot of the saltwater type of reels. And this is another example. This is an Ocean City. This is the Bay City reel. And this is one of Ocean City's earlier designs. So the Bay City was there pretty much throughout all of its production. It's a reel that competed with the Penn Long Beach, in this case the 65. It's got a wide frame, very durable. If you put these side by side, a lot of people will say this is a Penn reel. Interestingly enough, Ocean City predated Penn in terms of building the fishing reels, and we've probably said on more than one occasion that the founder of Penn actually worked for Ocean City for a while. So this is a tight one. I'm not sure if it's the burring side. Well, that'll take a little bit of that tight right off, right? So it's a little bit of the burring. The spool could be a little bit warped. These things last. The design inside are very good designs. And here's one of the issues you almost always have. These are plastic handles that swell. And what happens is they swell and they kind of grab that stud on the back end of this. And there's no real easy answer for that. Now, one person did tell me go ahead and use a heat gun, and that sometimes can melt any of the greases that might be in there as well. And I've had marginal success, but I got to be honest with you, the first time I used the heat gun, I melted the knob. So if you're going to do that, just be careful. It doesn't take a lot to heat that plastic up. The other thing with this is it's kind of got an eggshell molding to it. You'll see a seam that comes right along here, and a lot of times that top will pop off, usually when it hits the ground or takes some other kind of a blow. Bay City, I think I have a lot of those Ocean City reels in my library, so probably will not do a video on that one. If you can't locate it, please send me a note, leave it in the comments section. I'll be happy to let you know where to find that, and if I can't find it, I'll do a video on it. Okay, Penn Jigmaster 500, burgundy side plates, circa 1970s. You'll find the early ones had the black side plates. You find the later ones had the black side plates. Right in the 70s, they had a burgundy side plate. This has got the wider arbor in the spool. That's kind of a line saver. So a lot of times you see the old timers would put string, tape, all kinds of things just to build up so they didn't have to waste line, and then they would build out from there. So it's a lower capacity spool, but if you're in shallow waters all the time, it doesn't matter much. This features the single take-apart screw system, and it's apparent that this screw hasn't been turned in a while. Let's see what it looks like underneath. Well, it's nice and clean and dry. So this one will be a pleasure to work on. It's got the chrome-plated bridge. This one, Scott, I know you said you got an upcoming fishing trip coming. We'll try and get you back to use that one. Seems like it's pen reel day here. Here's the 309. Also the burgundy side plates. The burgundy side plates were branded as Penn Piers, and you'll find that in the 209 as well. We just kind of previewed this 209. You'll find that you can find the burgundy ones in there. Identical. The difference being the color. Basically, the parts are interchangeable. Let's see what we got. Seems to be running smooth enough. That is not a single screw take apart. That's actually a tension screw for your line guide. Again, I believe I've done a lot of those. And there you go. All right, well, we got something here. Took it off and picked it while I did monofish line. Something on the spool broke. Yeah, it sure did. Well, you can't do anything with these spools. We were talking about the plastic spool before. One of these, the Jigmaster, I guess. We were talking about that. And there's nothing you can do with this. That spool has to be replaced. I'm going to go take a look and see if I can find one, because this is among my all-time favorite reels. And it would be shame not to get this one working again. Those can go in there. There's nothing you can do. Scott's got a little bit of a history with broken pieces coming off of reels. We used epoxy on the one there. We'll see what we can do. I had previewed a Pen 350 on one of my earlier videos for work this week. It was missing the advance mechanism for the torsion bar. This is how that torsion bar works. You can see how there's always a flat spot. It's here now, and as you advance, it'll move down, and that's where the line will ride. You come over the top bar, and the line will ride on that, and it will level wind the spool. And again, I've done that one. I don't think we'll do that. Got a 500. He bought it in two pieces, not connected together. It doesn't seem to work. Okay. Well, one of the problems we have here is that the free spool release is mounted incorrectly. That's why I'm going to guess right away, that's why it's not working, because, well, it's not connected. If we can take this, well, these come out a lot. They're spring loaded. Don't worry about it. As long as you have the threads on the bottom, it will hold the reel together. And here's what happened. There's no spring in the free spool release, and boy, did that get bent up. You can just see that that's all bent up, and actually the side of the stud that holds that together is it's all broken up. We have pieces for it. Pieces are still available today, and we will get this one fishing again. There's not going to be any problem with that, Scott. Don't you go worrying. And again, don't worry that the screw comes out. Just make sure that the threads can hold that tight to the inside, and it'll be fine. All right, so if you have any questions on these reels or any reels in particular, if you're working on one maybe and you're stuck along the way, then if you simply leave a question in the comment section, doesn't matter what video you leave it in, your question doesn't have to apply to that reel. But if you're stuck on something and you leave me a note, I will try to get that answer for you. Well, here's the second of those, or the third of those now, I guess, with the wide spools. So Scott's in Jigmaster heaven here in terms of that. And let's just, if we can take this one apart, we'll show you what that other one should have looked like. So you will see on this one, that stud is full. There's no bending or anything going on the jack. Nice and flat. And you'll notice the spring behind it, which was missing from the other one. So, and you'll also notice that the free spool lever is installed properly, where the shoulder of that level is facing towards the spool as opposed to laying outside. So a lot of folks can't figure out how to mount the free spool lever, and that's why it gets reversed like this. instead of putting it there, because when that spring has tension on it, you're actually going to fit the key over this way, but you won't get it over the shoulder at that point. So maybe we'll do the video on that one. So Scott gave me a whole bunch of pen reels, and one that's sometimes called a pen reel, and that's the Ocean City. And if I can, we'll see if we can make some videos out of these as well. If there's one in this box that you would like to see, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to notify or to try and do that video for you, given the chance. So to everybody who's been working hard on the pandemic, all of our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do. To everybody, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit that notification button. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.